Oh yeah. Gregor Black, guys. Gregor Black. And with my current obsession, that's going to be this one. It's just I like indie comics a lot. So the indie company I figured I would talk to you about is TKO Studios today. It is an upstart business that is trying to do things differently, and they are offering sort of the binge package, all 6 issues at once of 4 different titles that are out right now. They got one called Sara, The Seven Deadly Sins, Goodnight Paradise, and the Fearsome Dr Fang. Sorry, guys, I have a list of all this stuff written down. I wanted to make sure that I didn't forget anything and I said things kind of correctly. So they are trying to do things differently in that they are not going through diamond distributors. Give them thumbs up for that. We all got to do something different. We all got to try. And also, if you go and you check out their website, you can read the first issue of each of these free. So that's what I did. I went ahead and checked them out. I like free as a good price, guys and gals. You know me. And I thought I'd talk to you about, real quickly, a couple of the series. We got Sara, which I read, which was by Garth Ennis and Steve Epting, with colors by Elizabeth Breitweiser. And it is a war story about German soldiers, female soldiers, going up against some Nazis, basically. And it's all set up, I would say, the first issue. You get to know the characters a little bit of character development. You know, pretty nice way to start a series, I suppose. It's definitely a mature read. It's got swearing and violence and all that good stuff that everybody loves with all their heart, with their unfortunate human disposition of what the media has given us, this obsession with violence. Apologies, guys. As a pacifist, this, of course, annoys me. I'm completely anti-war, anti-violence, but I read my share of violence because that's just the human condition. All we see is violence all day, every day on our, cool shirt, by the way, I'll have to go back and read the rest of those Venoms. Basically, on our day-to-day life, the media would portray violence as an everyday thing more commonly than they would sex, which is, sex should be for adults, obviously, but nudity is nothing offensive. So nudity probably shouldn't be rated R, should be more PG-13. Same thing with swearing. It's just words. Come on, people. We can use our minds, but sexuality and violence should be R-rated. Anyway, moving right along. The Sara series was a good start. She's a sharpshooter and a sniper. The Seven Deadly Sins, I did read that as well. It is by Zhe Chun, with a artist I couldn't possibly tell you the name of because it is very, very Russian, weird Trakov or something, maybe was the last name. And it is a Western. I think that is the artist who did the Django Unchained, I seem to recall. It is the writer who I believe runs the company and is a writer from the TV show Gotham, Zhe Chun. And it's a Western with a character named Jericho as the main character, who is an African-American gentleman. So, of course, that leads to its own dilemmas back in the Western times. And it has a whole bunch of other prisoners. Basically, he gets trapped. And you get to know this sordid bunch, let's just say, of tumultuous individuals. None of them particularly favorable, but having to work together to sort of get out of their predicament. Not bad. Let's go on to the next one. I didn't read Goodnight Paradise by Joshua Dysart with Ponticelli artwork because I got through about half of it. And it was a little weird. It was just a little too weird. The guy kept talking about having to take a shit, and it was weirding me out, man. I'm sorry, but he's a homeless person and so on. It was just a little weird. They're drinking and smoking weed in some dude's RV. I mean, I know that the premise is he goes and he finds a dead body of a young lady, I believe it is, and he goes and he vows to find what happened, pretty much. So I don't know, but the talking about taking a dump and so on was just a little much for me. I'm sorry, and being a bum and whatnot, nothing personal, nothing against anyone who is in those situations, but boy, that was weird. So I just didn't finish it. But I did, however, like this one the most. The Fearsome Dr Fang was quite good. It is by Zhe Chun, as well as Weiss, W-E-I-S-S, which is pronounced Vice, and Dan McDade artwork. It's about a big beefy cop guy and his brother who go and they bust up this crime ring that they think is being led by this Dr. Fang character. All the while, the guys get away. They go after him. He loses his brother, and all the rest of it ensues after a few years later. And he's on pretty much a downward spiral, and he's got his heart set on getting rid of this guy, basically, getting rid of this fictitious character, in their opinion. They're sure to put some magic in here, but magic is definitely technology in reality, much like the magic in Egypt was probably technology back in our past. Hence why we have laser-tight freaking line symmetry and so on and so forth back then. But let me not get on a tangent. We all know I feel that way. The past world. But basically, those are the four series that are out. That one is I would say it was like a nowhere, slightly adventure, which is listed as the most action. And it was action-packed. It had a lot of things going on, a lot of running about, a lot of this, a lot of that. Anyway, now there's also a series called Sentient that's going to be by Jeff Lemire with Walta artwork. That should be okay. And The Banks by Roxane Gay and Ming Doyle of Comic Book Men, of all things. He's had a few other things. I think he worked on a series of Quantum and Woody. Anyway, for Valiant. And by the way, yesterday or the day before, my El Cazador mention is not from Valiant. It is from CrossGen. Apologies. I just thought I would talk about this company for a minute. Try to let people know what was going on with them. Give them a little shine. I'd love to see new upstarts do well. My current obsession, indie comics. Take care of yourself, people. Talk to me if you got something to say. Take care.